The Sudan team, there is a common element there. They are being coached by our own James Appiah, somebody who knows and understands Ghana football. Somebody who has taken the Black Stars to the World Cup. Somebody who knows our team inside out.
2 spells.
And somebody who is an ESCO member. Yeah, if I was the one, I'll resign as an ESCO member and make sure I prepare my team properly to come and beat Ghana here in Kumasi and beat them again here, there in Sudan.
Okay, Mallam Goal podcast by Betway. Today we are going to look at the Afcon 2025 draw. Another Afcon is almost here. It's almost like I have not fully recovered from the last Afcon and we're getting into the mood for another Afcon. Afcon 2025. Guys, I don't even think that we had the chance. Oh, by the way, Daniel, Achu, and Christopher. I don't think we even had the chance to discuss the whole decision to fix Afcon in December over Christmas. Afcon 2025. No more. Coach, it's happening over Christmas. It starts what? December 21 or 22?
No, I like
and
it,
goes all the way to January 18.
Yeah.
So forget about spending Christmas with your family.
Who should forget about that?
But
brother.
there's always been football during Christmas. It's normal.
Afcon ahead of my
it's
family.
Different. Those ones, you are barely working. This one is full-scale working.
No, but we've been working all our lives. It's just recently that we stopped working. We've been working all our lives.
Over Christmas.
Yeah,
As you grow older, it gets better.
it's normal.
But yeah, so Afcon in 2025 will take place from December, I think 21, 22, not sure the exact date, all the way to January 18. So it will span the Christmas period. So the players will all be away in Morocco for Christmas. Journalists will all be away. The fans too are expected to travel and leave their countries and go to Morocco and spend Christmas in Morocco. Now that I mentioned it and say, the fans have to, it sounds a bit, I feel like a lot of fans will not want to miss Christmas for that.
That's the best possible way to spend it. If you're
How?
a football fan.
If you have family, you have a family.
But that's what it's about.
You carry your whole family there.
Yes.
If you can afford.
If you can afford to go.
And if you can't.
And then you watch on TV. That's why we have you covered.
Anyway, so what that means is that the journey to that competition will have to start. And one of the reasons they had to push that competition, obviously, is because the qualifiers draw. We hadn't even done a draw for the qualifiers and people were pushing for January 2025 Afcon. It's not possible. Now it's December 2025 going into January 2026 because we don't even have qualifiers done. The first qualifying matches will take place in September. And on Thursday, CAF did the draw. Okay, 12 groups of 4 teams each. And only the top 2 in each group will qualify to the Afcon. So we'll go through the groups quickly and look at the small stories coming out of there. And then zoom into the Ghana group because there is quite a lot of familiar foes and conflicts of interest, if you like, that are in that group. So guys, what we're going to do is I'm just going to go through the groups quickly and then you tell me which 2 teams you think will make it out of each group and then we'll zero in on the Ghana group and discuss it in detail. So group A has Tunisia, Madagascar, Comoros and the Gambia. In fact, if I were doing a story on this draw, I would say Ghana escapes Comoros. Ghana escapes Comoros. but which 2 teams make it? In fact, 2 very familiar Ghana opponents in there, isn't it? Madagascar and Comoros.
Yeah. I think Tunisia and Comoros will make it. Comoros, based on the way they started the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, they think they're on form. I think they'll carry it through.
The Gambia have made back-to-back Afcons now. That's a very tough group, I have to admit.
Very tough group.
It's very tough. And Madagascar and Comoros have been playing really well recently.
Yes.
And the Gambia also, like I said, they've made back-to-back Afcons.
But is it for the Gambia? I really want to see what they will do in the absence of their manager.
Tom Sainfe.
And they've not started the World Cup qualifiers that well as well. So I agree with what Dickie have said. I think that North Africans and then Comoros.
Tunisia and Comoros. What about you?
Yeah, Comoros have good momentum. And it looks like they are learning from all of these big matches they've been playing the last 4 years. That's the difference between them and a team like Madagascar, who haven't built on the one Afcon appearance that they made, and even the Gambia.
Interesting. I was about to say, nah. I
No,
thought he was
this one,
taking-
he's been very brief.
I thought he was taking it to some place. Group B, coach. I start with you. Morocco, Gabon, Central African Republic, Lesotho. The dynamic in this group is that Morocco will qualify. So it just needs one other team to finish in the top 2
To
to
join
qualify.
They will
In fact,
qualify
if
as
Morocco
host.
finishes top, the second place team will qualify. If Morocco finishes second, the top place team will qualify. And if Morocco finishes outside the top 2, only the top team qualifies.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's
So only
Morocco,
one other team will join
us,
Morocco.
and it is Morocco.
Gabon, Central African Republic, Lesotho. So basically, what
think-
it means is who joins Morocco in this group?
I'll go for Central African
Me
Republic.
too.
CAR.
Yeah.
You too. You too?
Yeah.
Wow. So what's happening to Gabon?
Some way.
It's not going well, huh?
No.
What about group C, guys? Actually, this one start with you. Egypt, Capo Verde, Ghana escapes Cape Verde.
In Egypt.
Libya and Rwanda. And Egypt, thank you. Oh, sorry, not Libya and Rwanda. I beg your pardon. That's a different group. It's Egypt, Cape Verde, Mauritania, and Botswana.
Egypt, Cape Verde.
Egypt, Cape Verde. Very straightforward, huh?
Yeah.
Top 2, I agree.
Wow, interesting. All right. Mauritania,
Forget.
really?
No,
Okay.
Cape Verde are really good. They themselves in Egypt. I think
Cool.
it's
Group D, Nigeria, Benin. Didn't they just beat them?
Yes.
That's
That's why I started laughing.
They're coached by the former Super Eagles coach, right?
yeah.
What's his name?
Raw.
Gennard Rowe.
Yeah.
There's Libya there, and there's Rwanda, who just finished a new stadium. They renovated their stadium. That stadium is huge.
Yeah, man. Very beautiful.
It's
I
amazing.
think Nigeria, Benin. Nigeria will pick up. Look, by the time this thing starts,
Yeah.
they will have sorted out.
You,
Yeah, the same pack.
Nigeria, Benin.
Benin, yeah.
Those are just
I'll
pot
go-
1 and pot 2.
I will go Nigeria, Libya.
Interesting one. I wonder who can go to North Africa and pick a point.
I'll go.
All right. Group E. Algeria, Equatorial Guinea.
But wait. You're talking like the teams that are Nigeria and Libya. If Nigeria and Benin, if they go to Libya and anything happens to them, you don't think they will do the same?
You will come back.
You will bound these teams.
That's the power.
African football.
We are in Group E now.
Mhm.
Algeria, Equatorial Guinea, Togolese, and Liberia.
Algeria, the rest of them, I don't know.
It's a very open group.
Because Equatorial Guinea, the whole thing after the Afcon, we don't know the state that the
It
team
means Suez ban will affect them.
Suez ban. Togo themselves have been really disappointing. And Algeria will qualify for me. That's the
You know, I think Togo will join Algeria. What do you think?
Equatorial Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea,
I'll go Algeria, Liberia.
Liberia.
Yeah, we-
Where did you get that from?
They've been playing
really
well of
happy
late.
if they make it, but
They've been playing very well of late.
Okay, I will be happy if Liberia make it too. Group F is Ghana's group. I'll jump that. We'll come back to it. Don't worry. Group G is Cote d'Ivoire, Afcon defending champions. Zambia 2012 champions. Sierra Leone and Chad.
Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia.
What is that, Zambia?
It picks itself.
And the Lone Stars. Okay. I'll say Cote d'Ivoire and Sierra Leone.
Contrarian.
All right, Group H. DR Congo, Guinea, Tanzania, and Ethiopia.
Yeah, Congo and Guinea.
Coach?
Straightforward.
Yeah, I agree. They are Congo and Guinea. Tanzania,
Did you just not see them at the last half?
I did, but I'll lean towards Guinea. Because some of these countries, they have to put up some bit of consistency.
Consistency. Yeah.
Guinea, we've seen them time and time at the Afcon.
I want to see Ethiopia back at the AFCON. I remember AFCon 2013 in South Africa.
So-
For the
my
footballing
word.
reasons or
Oh my word. No, the atmosphere. They always created amazing atmosphere.
in the stands.
try and
especially.
marry. Try and
Hey,
marry.
hey,
Why?
put your
I
mind
only-
to rest.
I
marry.
only asked.
You try and marry and stop these
do
things.
you know that funny? You know marry, but you get excited.
No, but you
more
see,
than
in
you
the
get
end,
married.
he
Go and marry,
confirmed
go
my
and marry.
suspicion.
I didn't
Well,
confirm
married.
it. I said they create good atmosphere.
That's the point.
But
So
what-
not the
what
football
was your
itself.
mind? But that's football reason.
We're married.
Atmosphere is not for football.
Hey,
The atmosphere is it for a sex match? It's for
He
football.
had a preconceived mind.
I'm even shocked.
You want to lure people
And
to
I'm married,
see
can
all
I
of
mind the sinner? Go and marry and stop that thing you are doing.
What about Group I? Our good friends Mali are in there. Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, and Eswatini.
Guinea-Bissau and Mali.
No, Mozambique. No. Mozambique way.
Mali, Mozambique.
Me have respected Mozambique. They qualify with Mali.
Mali, Mozambique.
Thank you. Actually, I don't know why people are ruling out Mozambique.
I didn't rule them out.
What about Group J? Cameroon, Namibia, Kenya, Zimbabwe.
Cameroon, Namibia.
Namibia have a very good team. And
Zimbabwe, you don't know what they're
Mr.
doing.
Benjamin.
Yeah, you don't know what of late
You don't. Cameroon, Namibia.
And Kenya.
No.
I wish Ghana were drawn in Kenya's group. I really want to go to Nairobi.
All right.
Why are you laughing?
What about Group K, Coach?
Group K.
South Africa. Group Potassium. Group Potassium. South Africa. Uganda. Congo. Brazzaville. And South Sudan.
South Africa,
The first two.
Congo, Brazil.
No, Uganda. The 2027 Afcon hosts.
For me, Uganda and South Africa.
Interesting. All right. What about you?
South Africa and Congo.
Okay, cool. Let's go to Group F then. That's where Ghana will face Angola, the same team they faced in the qualifiers to the 2023 Afcon.
Yeah.
They will face Sudan, a team coached by their former coach, Kwesi Appiah,
An ESCO member.
and the executive council member of the Ghana Football Association, and then Niger. Listen, first of all, Coach, your thoughts on the opponents. I think Afcon qualifiers, Ghanaians have taken it for granted. Mostly that
It's our
every time
best,
the draw
right?
comes out, yes,
You have
they're
to
expected to qualify. Is that the same with this, or there will be something tricky in here?
We have to qualify. You cannot fail.
Because you have to finish in the top two. How do you finish below the top two in a group like this?
Now, if you fail to qualify, heads must roll.
Yes, man.
Yeah, it's as simple as because you cannot be in a group with what? Who are they? Who are those countries?
Angola,
Sudan. And then what?
Niger.
Niger.
Niger. No.
Sudan are top of a World Cup qualifying.
I understand.
Senegal.
We have to qualify.
That has Senegal.
We have to qualify. 4 teams. We want 2.
Angola and Sudan
Otuado,
can finish above
John
Ghana, no?
Pencil and Co. They failed to qualify. They exit the position. Clearly. No 2 ways about that because that tournament is going to serve as a good breeding ground for the World Cup qualifiers that resumes in March.
Yeah.
Agree?
No.
In
The World
2020.
Cup qualifiers will be in March
And they have
of that
The
2025.
AFCON is
Way
in
before
December.
the AFCon in
and
December.
then, so
And then it will
virtually
continue
into
yes.
the World Cup
Yes.
if we are to qualify.
Yes.
So look, there's absolutely no reason why in the group of this, the Black Stars of Ghana, that we cannot call it. I admit it, the Angolans, they know our team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We know them. The Sudan team, there is a common element there. They are being coached by our own James Appiah.
You mean Sudan?
Yes, Sudan.
Yes.
Somebody who knows and understands Ghana football. Somebody who has taken the Black Stars to the World Cup. Somebody who knows our team inside out.
2 spells.
That's right. And somebody who is an ESCO member. Somebody
I
who...
mean, Coach, that issue is a very big issue.
Yeah, so the people are... You see, the problem here is that
the man is
he has to be spoken to resign.
The man is a board member of the
Because-
Ghana Football Association.
Exactly.
That board that is responsible for the success of the Black Stars.
He's
and
part
he
of it.
coaches a team that has to defeat the Black Stars
Exactly.
to qualify. Where is his interest?
You see,
Where is his loyalty?
you cannot push him out of the ESCO because he was voted for.
Yeah.
He can only decide maybe for a bit of... I don't want to use the word integrity. That would be too harsh, isn't it?
Integrity.
No, I think that would be too harsh.
No, there will be suspicions.
That's what I'm saying.
It will
But
not be harsh.
no, if I,
For his own integrity.
okay,
Yes.
Yes.
for his own integrity,
That's right.
he needs to decide whether he stays on as an ESCO member, forgo the job that he's doing at Sudan, or he resigns as an ESCO member and go and do the job he's doing in Sudan. For me, knowing him, I know if it comes to that, he will forgo the job as an ESCO member and continue to coach, because I still do believe that he has a point to prove. Especially, you remember when the coaching job of the Black Stars came, I opted that the job should be given to him rather than Otuado.
For a third spell.
Yes, I think he's a better technical man than Otuado.
Coach Limley.
Don't go there. Don't take... The man is sitting on top of a group with Senegal in the World Cup qualifiers. The man qualified Ghana to the World
With
Cup.
an unfancy Sudan team.
Exactly. So, and when you look at them play, they are playing good football.
So in other words, if you had given that Sudan team to Otuado,
I don't think he'll be top of that group involved in Sudan.
you don't know that for sure.
I don't think he'll be top unless he goes and...
Here's the question though. You said if it comes to that,
Yes.
do you think he should? Because now the draw is out.
Look,
he's an ESCO member.
There are
He's a
so
Sudan
many
coach.
dynamics. Otuado will have to come and defend the team.
Before him. Kwesi Appiah.
So he sits on the ESCO and Otuado comes. These are the players I'm calling. This, that. Then he'll ask him, why are you calling this player? Prove it to me. Justify it. Then Otuado virtually explains to Kwesi Appiah why he's calling player A, player B.
Man, that's
We don't want to get there.
That's just too awkward.
We don't want to get there at all. So I think Kwesi should be spoken to. He's a smart man. I know him personally. He's a smart guy. He will look at this. And I'm sure by now, he's trying to seek advices from there, from here, and see how best. Because, look, it is not only about the Black Stars. The people at Sudan will not be even happy.
There's that, true.
There's also the conflict of interest from that sense. Hey, this man, you are a coach. You are going to play against your country. Is it not... What is the guarantee that you are not going to put your country ahead of your paymasters?
Especially given that you are, it's literally his job to make sure the Black Stars succeed as an ESCO member.
As an ESCO member, I think if I was the one in charge, I'll forgo my country and then go according to my paymasters because they are taking care of me.
Yeah, it's going to be salary.
Yeah, salary. Ghana and Tuameka. Ghana is not paying acquisition.
No.
The people at Sudan are paying acquisition.
Yes.
So if I was the
thousands
one
of dollars.
Yeah, if I was the one, I'll resign as an ESCO member and make sure I prepare my team properly to come and beat Ghana here in Kumasi and beat them again here, there in Sudan and send the message across that I'm a true professional. I understand my job. It's going to be, I can't wait for those 2 games.
It will be,
I
will be
can't
sold
wait.
out. That's what I can guarantee.
Take it or leave it. The Kwesi Appiah factor will come to play.
Yes.
The people at Kumasi, yes, they love their Black Stars, but there will be people
but even
there.
There will be split
Of course.
loyalties in Kumasi for sure.
He's their own. And I'm sure, I can imagine that press conference.
Yeah, really interesting.
Proud to the Black Stars game, home
man.
and away, especially the home one, where he'll be asked. I know
I'll call dips on that game.
people like you, when you get nobody
I
going
call
to eat
dips
fufu,
on that game.
nobody's going to eat fufu.
No. Tease me again.
Tease again.
But you and I will go.
Simple.
Thank you.
We relegate those people, then we go and watch the game.
They think we have forgotten.
No, we are not forgotten.
Some people need to retire from the job.
You
You have retired from that phase. Sit home and direct.
So the fact
Sit
is,
home and direct.
no. There are times where you have to go and
That's
sit
right.
by yourself.
No.
Seeing is believing.
Well, see.
I can't wait.
We all see.
See, I can't wait for that game, and for me, that is the spice
For
of the
that
draw
group, yeah.
and for that group.
What
But
a storyline.
said that everything I expect the Black Stars alongside Sudan, if their form they are showing, the form
continues.
they are showing continues, I expect the two teams to qualify.
Achu.
I think it's going to be an interesting. Ghana has a storied past with all of the teams in the group. So
That's right. Yeah,
we've played Niger 11 times, 8 times in the Afcon qualifiers.
Imagine that.
The Black Stars have essentially won every single one of that game. Over the 8 matches, we've scored 21 and conceded just twice against Niger. So when it comes to Niger, it's a 6
The
point.
Niger team, by the way, is full of Ghanaian players.
Yeah, no, it's the youth
I
team.
plays a born in Ghana.
It's a youth team rather.
The youth team.
Yes, they
Even
are
the senior team at
under
the times,
20.
some of the times when we played them,
Yeah.
they had some Ghanaians,
Our
Ghana
last
born
meeting,
players.
our last meeting at the Afcon, I think was it 2013, Afcon 2013, there was a Ghanaian player
Yeah.
in there. We have a similar history with Angola, although not over too many games, but we've essentially won every important game. The last time we met in an Afcon qualifier was there. We drew there. And then there is Sudan, who are expected to have an intimate knowledge of the Ghanaian team and Ghanaian football because of Kwesi Appiah. And look, what he and Ignatius have
Our
done.
last game against them, we lost, didn't we?
Yeah.
So you got a corner.
Exactly.
We lost.
The John Boy.
I think 2-0 there.
You don't remind
No,
us.
it was 1-0.
1-0.
1-0. Don't remind us.
I remember that game clearly.
What Kwesi Appiah has done with Sudan is pretty remarkable because he was essentially thrown into the deep right at the beginning of the qualifiers, announced in September. Within 2 months, he was supposed to assemble his first team, fashion out a strategy, and they have been excellent. They've won 3 games, drawn once. They scored 7 goals, conceded only a handful, and they've beaten DR Congo as well. That was the results that tipped the balance in their favor because if you look at Senegal's results, even though they had a slow start, they are recovering. If Sudan had dropped points in that second group game, chances are that Senegal would have been top of the group. So they've done fairly well. My disappointment with this scenario is that it should have been avoided. But we're here because...
But who would have known that Ghana would have been drawn in the same group as Sudan?
But the moment
Let me
Kwesi
come to
Appiah
that.
accepted the job
Let me
to go
come
and be
to
a coach.
We are here
on the
Yeah, he
because...
shouldn't even have stayed on.
That's the point. We're here because...
Working for another country.
We're here
also still
because
serving.
there is no regard for the issue of conflict of interest. People say they have integrity, but when it comes to matters like this, it's like they don't care. They are not minded to check some of these things because, and when Kwesi Appiah took the Sudanese job, we started till date. There has not been any clarity of even his role at Kotoko.
Please, just before you continue, he took up the job before the voting took place, isn't it?
No.
He was voted
so
for
here's
as an
the thing.
ESCO member.
Yes.
No. It was the other way around.
Yes.
He had the job while
So-
still contesting.
And I remember
so he was
when
actually
he had a
away
job,
in Sudan.
some
yeah.
of us were of the view that then he shouldn't go and
contest.
go and
Yeah, I
contest the
remember.
position.
So for me, once he knew that this was his position, that was a job he shouldn't have taken. But as I've said, this is our country.
No.
We know how
He
public
shouldn't have
officials...
So this is
contested
the
it.
scenario. He filed to contest before he got the Sudan job.
So
then
they
the
should have
voting
been-
happened after he
Yes,
got
So
the
he,
job.
then once he shouldn't have contested the position then.
But this is our country where people don't only have disregard for conflict of interest and a certain behavior that should not be consistent with public or semi-public office. But we as a people also sometimes don't do enough to check
These things.
these things because, and I remember correctly, the attitude some people and the push that people assumed when people dared to say that this is not right. Kwesi Appiah cannot do this.
It was almost dismissive.
It's the same thing. Now we have an agric minister who says states assets in this can be sold to him and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Very consistent along the same lines. Look, how do you, even his Kotoko situation now, is he still the technical director at the club? Has that been clarified for the relevant constituencies around the
he's
club?
an IMC member, yeah.
There hasn't been any contrary
No.
statement to say that.
But he's still,
so
he's still
in
on
post.
that job. He's still, and you see,
I
people,
think the similar example would be how is the Kotoko coach also a management member? That's a more valid
Exactly.
question.
you see, people might
The
think,
one who is supposed to be
22
checking
players.
the coach's performance is the coach himself.
people might think,
Ogum is a member of the IMC.
yeah,
They are not serious.
people might think Chris was trivializing him, but imagine a scenario where there is an executive council meeting to discuss the tenure of the Black Stars coach, whether he should continue or not. Then the head coach of the Sudanese national team is, per convention and requirements,
he sits in that
sitting
meeting.
in that meeting. And here's the thing: that did Kwesi Appiah take his vows seriously? Because when you are being sworn in as an execo member, you swear the oath of office.
Yeah.
One of the things you swear to is to prioritize the development of Ghana football, which presumably includes the Black Stars.
Of course.
So if there is a situation where now, based on his position as an executive council member, he comes by information, and it doesn't matter whether he got that information by being in an executive council or meeting. He's a member of the GFA. He's a member of the board. People give him information every now and then. What if he comes by certain information by virtue of his position, and that information will benefit Sudan? Clearly, there's going to be splits of loyalties. Does he now use that intimate knowledge he's acquired from his association with the Ghana Football Association against Ghana by using it to the benefit of Sudan, which will be in clear contravention of the oath that he took
Oath of
when
office.
he was sworn in?
I have a question though. Kwesi Appiah, by virtue of being a Ghanaian,
Yeah.
do you think that any information he would have had on the Black Stars would have been contingent on him being an ESCO member.
Those two are different.
No, I know. I mean, it's just a question that would be in another ordinary person's mind. That okay, even if he wasn't an ESCO member,
but you see now
he's getting information on Ghana.
Now he's in a position.
He's coaching, so he has a fair idea.
But he's in a position where
I guess
how things are now being done.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate. Somebody will say.
There is a specific case here.
Intimate
now
intimate knowledge that you have when you are sitting
and you see,
in
now
that
he's in a position where people will be required to give him information about the team.
That's the issue.
That's
required
a problem.
Yes.
You see, that's
he's
the problem.
entitled to those information.
Yes.
That's the problem. And you see, we all wish Kwesi well, but this is not a situation where we should criticize.
Not non-negotiable.
This is not a situation where we should criticize just Kwesi Appiah. The GFA itself.
Could they have done something?
They should have. Well, look, as an association,
maybe
they should have impressed on have a conversation with him. And you see, this is where sometimes also as a society, you have to grow. Your regulations will always be a reflection of the current state of affairs.
Of course.
Sometimes they will be forward thinking to preempt some of the things that can happen in the future and address them. That's okay. If they do not capture some of the scenarios that you are confronted with, there is still the opportunity to now attempt to address that matter. Because how is it that nobody and when I say nobody, I mean the people who go to Congress, because they are the most important thing in all of this. All of us, they like referring to us as outsiders and you are not a football people. We get it. How is it that none of you who actually matter has been able to either lobby or bring this to the attention of the Executive Council, call an emergency Congress if need be, call an emergency or fresh elections if need, but essentially find a way around the regulations to address this lacuna, because there is no known regulation in the Ghana Football Association statutes. There is no known regulation in the CAF statutes that speak directly to this.
What about what coach said and what I mentioned earlier? Personal integrity.
But that's the point. I'm only saying that.
What about that bit?
Look, it goes two ways.
How does it benefit him?
It goes to, you see,
now it makes his job easier.
My point is, I understand how we can get to this situation because it's the club that nominates him and then he's voted for by delegates.
That's right.
Okay. So that is not in his, if the club says we are putting you for it, that is okay. Then he got the job after his name was submitted, not before the voting. But after his name was submitted for the elections, when they were doing the campaign, and
then he got the job.
He got the Sudanese job, which he took. From then, steps should start being taken to take him out.
It should have been replaced.
Yeah. If he wasn't replaced and now he has won, something needs to happen. I don't see how the FA is comfortable sharing information, because a game against Mali, all the briefing meetings, he will be there because he's an ESCO member. Yeah. So whilst he's preparing for Senegal, Sudan against Senegal and Co, he's sitting in our meetings also.
Yeah, he's sitting.
This is a direct conflict of interest. And now we've reached the case stage where he's in our group.
And also,
we didn't need to get to this point where now we're having this conversation.
If he doesn't sit in those meetings, it will be a clear dereliction of duty.
Yes,
because that is the job someone is supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to do.
However you look at it, like,
so he can't recuse himself.
No. And you see, what annoys me is that we said this thing when it happened first.
Yeah, man.
That's what pisses me off. We mentioned this thing that when we raise questions, then you can't act like you know all. Now we are sitting here in this situation where we are going to face, his team is coming to face
two matches.
Now, see, friends, this matter for Kwesi Appiah, don't wait to the GFA. Me, if I was him, leave one of the jobs quickly. Because this thing doesn't speak well. If he goes and Otuado beats him home and away, which will happen? We'll beat him home and away. Why? Because we are Ghana.
Oh yeah, we are Ghana.
We have Jordan.
We are Ghana.
We have Jordan and
beat them home and away. 8
goals in 8 games.
We beat them home and away. The Sudanese look at him and no.
They'll be very worried.
Yes.
He's done
this Ghana team that is struggling.
Lulu tactics.
Thank you.
He submitted them to Ghana.
Now on the flip side also, if he beats Ghana,
yes.
Look.
Or he gets any draw that puts us in a precarious position.
There are people who know that Kwesi Appiah was interested in a return.
Still is.
Look, don't put yourself in a situation where people will start pushing certain narratives.
No, by beating Ghana, he gives himself a better chance of coming back.
Saying.
That's
how he arrived. Exactly what he's saying.
Okay.
By beating Ghana, now it will be like, so all along, You wanted to come back. You are using our information that you
To
got from
sabotage the team,
To sabotage from
to put yourself in the position.
Don't put yourself in that position.
So it will be a case of self-advancement
At the cost
At the
of
cost-
at the cost of the country's advancement.
No, as for
please-
that one, I beg to differ a bit. Even
How?
if he was not on the ESCO and he was coaching Sudan, his objective, if you meet the Black
Yes,
Star,
that's
is
what
to
he
beat
said.
the Black.
That
And
that's
puts him there.
fine. But by
But
virtue
because
of
he's
sitting
on
on the
there,
ESCO,
yes.
if he wins, that's what I'm saying. 90. I'm not
They
talking
will say
about
he
fact.
used the
They are
information
setting-
inside
Thank you. We
to
don't want
advance his own
We
course.
don't want to get there.
I understand
So we are
that.
begging.
That's what
This
he's
thing
saying.
shouldn't have reached there. We said it from the beginning. Say we are 2-0. Fix it quick before that.
But see, I think the problem is just a minute on fixing it. I think it is something that people need to talk to him about.
Oh.
I'm coming.
I actually think he
Is he-
should be the one to.
Easily. You
That
don't
one
need
is
talking
there.
to. Chris, you
that
are
is the
clear what your
integrity
priorities
part.
lie.
Yes, personal
That is the
integrity.
integrity part. You don't force people to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't.
Especially when there are no regulations against it.
Exactly.
That's- yeah.
So
it becomes
will-
a personal.
on him, there has to be some talking to. Then he comes out.
But
and
the
then
FA
step
too
aside.
seriously need
But
to
the
sit
FA
up and
look,
fix
they
the
have to sit up and
regulations, because
fix
this
it.
thing can't be happening.
Fair enough. Guys, I think that's that. What about you? Let us know what you make of the whole Kwesi Appiah situation and all the other groups as well. Why is your hand up?
5 seconds. You kick free kick before.
Oh.
That man
His
not play ball
his two
before,
legs
sir.
are
play before.
his legs are left.
That man not play ball.
You don't play ball
His
before.
two legs are left.
When-
You they sit
Even
here.
FIFA, even
They
the
can't tell
shipper.
Ronaldo where he for
When-
play.
Even FIFA,
When-
the shipper.
When
Guys, thank you. Mallam Goal podcast by Betway. Back again next week with another episode. This one on the World Cup qualifier, Afcon qualifiers. I beg your pardon. Let us know what you make of the Kwesi Appiah situation and which group you think is the most difficult group. I want to know. Okay, like, subscribe, and then share. Put the notification bell on. And for those of you who listen to us on podcasts as well, podcast platforms on the Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, we appreciate you guys a lot. My name is Fento. This is Daniel Achu, and that's Coach.
AKA
And we are out. Back again. See you again next week.